Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all of North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StrideScan. Thank you so much for joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to ask any questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org, and that's CACRAO.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at that same website of CACRAO.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Hey, thank you so much. Hey there, everyone. My name is Mason Betterly. I'm coming to you live from our studio campus here at Living Arts College. First off, I really just want to take a moment to say thank you for joining us today. I hope that we're going to be able to just shed some light on some questions for you, really show you what we're able to do here and what we are doing here every day at Living Arts, and just have a good time. So we have a little presentation here that is all set up for you guys, and so I'm going to open that up really quick here, and we're going to go through that together. So let me just share screen. All right, and away we go.
Wow. Look at this. Dozens of posters showing the works of our graduates. This is real world stuff. Just imagine, they learned it all while they were here in school.
Imagine what it's like to pick up this, $100,000 digital cine camera, and work on a feature film while earning screen credits.
So again, welcome to Living Arts College. So today's session is going to be dedicated to those who will be tomorrow's creativity professionals, those who are looking to take part in the creative industries. But who are the creative professionals? What are creative professionals? Well, creative professionals or a creative professional is someone who is paid to be creative. That's their job. That's what they do day in and day out. And we're going to explore where they go to work. So here we go.
Hi, my name is Barry Safley, and I graduated from the Living Arts College almost 20 years ago. And in the meantime, I've been working for great companies like Industrial Light and Magic and Digital Domain. And it all started here at the Living Arts College in Raleigh, North Carolina.
So they work in animation and game design.
I wanted to be in some way, shape, or form involved in the movies, and I found my passion because I've always been kind of an artist. I couldn't draw, but it didn't matter. There was another avenue for that, and the avenue was through computers, and it was transferring what I wanted in the art world through computers, meaning compositing and making wonderful works of art through another media form. and I took a chance, and that chance really, really worked out to be the best thing for me.
They work in photography and image design. A quick little mini lesson we have here is take a look at this picture of a frog. It's probably kind of weird to pull up a picture of a frog in the middle of this, but just take a look at it. It's a basic picture. Well, this is something you'd probably go out and run and take with your smartphone. But what we really focus on is taking a basic action of taking a photo and turning it into a dynamic shot. This is an actual shot from Animal Planet. Notice the differences there. You have your basic shot here and then real composition. Additionally, just going to some other creepy crawlies, you have this snail. Again, it's a basic shot. And then we have this lizard here with a wonderful composition. So it's really about learning how to get the most out of your subject and compose a real image that's going to affect your audience. And of course, creativity professionals work in film and video production. And that was actually a clip from one of our own productions here at Living Arts. And of course, they work in audio design.
My name is Josh Easter. I'm an audio engineer student here at Living Arts College. I'll be graduating next week and moving to New York City, where I received a position as an audio engineer at a prestigious studio there. During my time here at Living Arts College, I've met a lot of great people, networked with a lot of amazing people in the industry, and it's through those contacts that I've made here at the school that I'm in a position where I'm very confident in moving forward with an actual career. My name is Josh Easter. My creativity is audio engineering.
And they work in interactive media and graphic design.
As a senior art director, my job is to work with a copywriter in developing concepts for TV, TV advertisements, print, websites, direct mail. It's pretty much endless. And once we develop those, we go to the client, we sell the ideas to the client, and then we go into the execution phase. And that could be a photo shoot, TV shoot, you name it. There's a lot of variety in this job. And what I learned at the school, I think, really enabled me and helped me to get where I am now.
And they work in interior design. We do have an interior design school where we have a great group of teachers and students who work together and really are involved in all the facets of design, not just the artistic, but also the practical. So that, I guess, begs the question, especially, in your position looking at colleges, well, how do I prepare for a life of creativity? So to do that, we want to talk about practicing the 3 often neglected musts. And that's number 1, you're a designer combining art and content. It's not all one or the other. You really have to approach every job here as an artist. It's not just a matter of being, I'm just a filmmaker. I'm just an audio designer. You're all artists, and it's your job to pull that art out of your subjects, your content, your whatever the project is you're facing. And again, you got to focus on content aimed at your target audience, not just yourself. We always like to say, I did this for me. You create what you know, and you work off of the things that you enjoy, and that's great. Really, it is. But to be working in the field, in the industry, you got to focus on your target audience. Know who your market is and who to really sell your product to, because that's the difference between I'm going to be a great artist someday and I'm a great artist today. Number two is Photoshop know-how. The know-how of, all of the technical things is secondary to the idea and messaging. That's the real art. What is the message behind what you're trying to show? What's being said here with that? What if you're a filmmaking major, let's say, what is the theme behind the film you want to make? What is that? What's really getting across there? What is the message that's coming through in that photography project you just did? That's what it's about. And of course, we're always there to back you up with that technological know-how, to give you those tools to be the best you can be. But what we really want to do is teach you how to develop those ideas and develop a message to show your audience and reach your audience. And we're going to do number 3 in a little bit, actually. We're going to leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger. But first, I have a question for you. And you probably noticed it, probably behind me and through some of our videos. Why do we have a dome-shaped campus? It's kind of different, isn't it?
So here at Living Arts, the instructors, they give you the ability to go down a journey. They teach you that design isn't something you're going to do overnight, but there's a process to it. So you get the opportunity to develop as a professional.
So going off of that, if you do come to our campus, and we always want to extend an invitation to you to come on over or have a virtual tour, which we do offer. I'll go into that in a little bit. But if you do swing by, you'll notice that in each of the domes, they all kind of have classrooms built off of the axis, of that dome, and there are no doors, and in most cases, no ceilings. And we have, tools in place and sound acoustic equipment, if you will, to make sure that, you're not getting any noise pollution. However, the idea behind that is actually all of these arts, all of these industries work together and network, and that's really kind of the creative environment that we try and create here at our studio campus. So if you notice there, I'm actually in the back dome there, but giving you a quick tour around the campus. If you come in the front door and go right to your left, you're going to have our Stars Theater red carpet lobby. This is where we hold some events when we have shows and things for people to come to. And that leads into the theater itself and the audio editing equipment that we have in there. It's also actually where we hold our graduations, and it is a full-scale theater. So you walk in there and it's like your project is up on the big screen, because it is. And it's a really amazing place where, you're able to get not only class time, because classes are held in there, but also come together with your classmates to look at film, and be that each other's, or if it's learning from some of the greats. Some other things you might notice, as we go through the college, is there's a lot of art on the walls, and those aren't Rembrandts, those aren't Picassos, those are our students. That's who we want to be lifting up here. So we have art throughout the entire school of all of the pieces that our students have done, and showing off their successes. And that is regularly changed out every quarter to show some of the latest and greatest things that our students are putting out. We also have a VR and AR immersive reality lab here. So we really try to be on the cutting edge of technology here. This is actually a photo of someone working with the HoloLens 2. That is at the forefront of VR technology. We're working hand in hand um, with Microsoft to put that out and make that available to our students, and that's not something that's readily available to the mass market, if you will. So we really try and push ourselves and be early adopters of new technology to help give as much preparedness and as many opportunities, if you will, for our students to have hands-on experiences. And that especially comes in handy with our 3D rendering and game design courses. So here you see some of the fun classroom work environments that we have here, where our young artists are able to pursue their passions. We also have a media center, and we have our tech center as well, where we keep everything running, and our library is always open for you to peruse. I know libraries are kind of feel a little passé in this day and age, with you having basically the entire world of knowledge in your pocket on your phone. However, this library is kind of special to me, at least, because it has a lot of material and books focused directly on our courses and the interests of our students. There are books there that have a wealth of information focused on a lot of what you're going to be learning. Additionally, we have the Smart Suites. This is our on-campus housing, and they're very comfy spaces. We got private bedrooms, and they are furnished and have the full kitchen with refrigerator, dishwasher, and sink. Of course, you're hooked up to Wi-Fi and television, and you have laundry there. Yeah, you'll see it's just 19 steps to class. You can be there in a matter of seconds. So hopefully not, rather. But if you do wake up a little later than you expect, you probably are still going to be able to make it in time for class. So that's always good. So you do have two options. You have our on-campus experience right now, which is important because of current health concerns. It is a pretty good experience, meaning every weekend we come through and we fog the classrooms everywhere to keep it as safe as possible for our students. We have not had a single case on campus. So we are committed to ensuring that that does not ever happen. So we are always committed to safety here at Living Arts. To that. Another option is distance learning. Of course, there are people who prefer to, stay quarantined, stay home, and that's more than all right. That's fine. So we do offer courses that are able to cater to that, and that you're going to be able to take. So both options are available to you. But how do I prepare for a life of creativity? Well, we have a 3-year bachelor degree. 3 years is a little quicker there. We have the same program hours, but you're going to be heading to the job 1 year sooner. We work off of a quarterly system instead of a semesterized system. So you're going to have basically 10 weeks of courses, and then about 2 weeks breaks in between, around 2 weeks. And then you start the next quarter. So it keeps your nose to the grindstone, some would say, but it definitely keeps you engaged in your work. And again, it does get you out into the industry a whole year sooner. So you do have that edge there. And then finally, that bringing it back to the number 3 must that we need to consider here is job 1 is to learn to critique your work, and sort of the top with your portfolio. By that we mean we want to help you develop an eye for understanding and really looking at your work, and being able to be a critic on yourself, and humble enough so that you are able to come out of here with the best possible portfolio and the best possible representation of your work, your creative voice. So we have our Greenlight program, which helps you develop that eye and helps you put together that portfolio. So again, you are set for success. So, and again, that raises your potential for the future, but we're going to be talking about your potential for acceptance into Living Arts. So what we do in admissions is we help, prepare you and everything for acceptance. If you were to be accepted, we don't look for SAT scores. We don't look for ACT scores. We are able to do virtual interviews, or if you are in the area or want to come down and check out the school, we are more than happy to schedule an in-person interview and give you a tour around the campus. We're always available for that. We are in the office throughout the week to do that with you. We do have an online short test. It's very simple, doesn't take takes less than 10 minutes. And then we do have a samples review. So just a kind of portfolio of what you do and what your passions are there. So it doesn't have to be new things that you make specifically for an application. It can be old things. If you want to make new things, you're more than welcome to. But you do have both those options available. So ideally, to get started in January, you would want to be applying by December 1st or sooner. The sooner the better. We could get you in there to explore possible founders tuition support there, which I'm sure begs the question, looking at your cookie jar, if you will, what does it cost to prepare as a creativity professional? Well, surprisingly, it's surprisingly affordable. Our mantra is that the cost of the education should not diminish your ability to get an education. So we're always working with our students to make sure that they are set for the future. Speaking of future, here's a quick look at our set of our graduates there from a couple quarters ago. So again, the creativity professional lives the arts. So with that being said, I think we're going to turn it over now to questions. So I'm actually going to jump back out here. So I want to open up the floor at this time. I know, we have a smaller group, but I really want to invite you to ask any questions you might have at this time. We're standing by and more than prepared and equipped to answer whatever questions you might have. And I am going to stop sharing here. And, while we do wait for some questions, I'm going to open up our website here just to kind of walk you through what we have and how to continue, the process if that's something you want to do. So let me share screen here. All right, and we're back. So as you can see, this is our website. It's livingartscollege.edu. So just hop on there And here's everything, we have going on. Brief overview of our programs and our creative catalog. That basically goes through everything that you're going to be doing through your time here at Living Arts College. Gives a breakdown of all the courses. And then the all-important button over here is the apply button. So you can do it online. It's very easy to fill out. And you can send some of your information in there. So, and this is just kind of an overview of what that does look like. So that's so there's that. Looks like we did have some questions here. So let me jump back out and open that up here. So it looks like we had a question by one of our people. So he says, okay, so to make it clear, we have to take other classes like math and reading. Yes, there are some basic gen ed classes you're going to have to do. Every school, every major has that, but they're relatively simple and they get out of the way pretty quickly. The majority of your time at Living Arts is going to be focused on your major. And there are all sorts of classes you're going to be taking. So additionally, here we go. Is there a fashion design class? No, there is not a specific fashion design class. We do have the interior design, but additionally, we do have our interactive media, which is going to be more geared towards advertisement and marketing and things like that. All right, and it looks like we have, all right, we have that. And it looks like I'm out of, I think I'm out of screen share. Hopefully I'm out of screen share. It looks like I backed out. Okay. Drop out there. All right. So looks like we have those, I hope I was able to answer those questions there for you. But yeah, so what you're going to be focused on is, our main majors there are going to be filmmaking, audio, interactive media, game design, and 3D art. We're also going to have our interior design and then photography. Those are our main majors there that you're going to be focused on at your time at Living Arts. But there is going to be some overlap, if you will, with what you are learning and what other students are learning. So I personally think that most students here do come out very well-rounded in the creative industry in general, and I think that they come out as creative professionals, ready to take on the industry, equipped with the different skills to make them valuable as to multiple industries, honestly. So jumping over here. All right. All right. So it looks like we're still waiting on any other questions, and it looks like we have a couple more people still with us. If you have any additional questions, to kind of follow up, because me personally, I always am in a meeting and I don't really have any thoughts, and then the minute I get out, I have a ton of thoughts. And I get all those additional questions. You're more than welcome to go to our website that I showed you afterwards, reach out to us, and we'd be more than happy to get in touch with you and answer any questions. All right. And okay, awesome. Looks like we did get another question. And is it a requirement to live on campus? No. We have plenty of commuter students who come in every day, and they live, throughout. We are located in Raleigh, North Carolina, so it's a bustling community. There's a lot going on here and a lot of different places to live. There's a lot of, other colleges, so there's a ton of apartments, or, people who still just live at home or live at their own home. So no, it's not a requirement to live on campus. Thank you for asking that. That was a great question. But kind of bouncing off of that, I do want to stress how all the staff really here is hands-on with our students. There's always staff around, and to ensure that not only we have a safe environment for all of our students, and we're looking out for them, but also within regards to classes and day-to-day life, in our little creative community, if you will. We're always interacting. We're always close at hand with our students to make sure that they're getting the most out of their experience here. Because really what it comes down to is real world experience, real world practice, and that's what it's about here at Living Arts. We have incredible equipment that we work off of. We have the Oculus Rift glasses. We have some actually back here. I'm in one of our tech rooms, so you have access to some incredible equipment to work with there and really grow with. We have 4K cameras. We have, I'm sure you saw in some of those videos, we have those incredible mixing booths. And it's a ton of fun, because I was helping out a student a couple weeks ago. They had an audio project where they were working. It's really cool. They had to take a movie scene and strip out the original audio, and then recreate everything. So I was watching them work, and it was incredible, because he's, I'm not that hip with everything going on, all the technical things there in the audio school, but just seeing them work, it's really incredible. And again, we are a smaller school, but I think with that, the important thing there is we have a very tight-knit community. Everyone pretty much knows everyone. And the benefit of that is anyone can look to anyone for advice, for creative guidance, for help. So I think that's what's important and what's great about Living Arts College. So looking at the time here, it looks like we're wrapping up on our time. But again, I just want to stress, thank you again for coming out here. And if you want to be developing, and really pursuing this, please send in your portfolios. Get those portfolios together. We are ready to look at those and let you know. And that's another cool thing. You get some professional feedback, if you will, for your art. And that's if you're into film, you can send a sizzle reel, if you will. You can send some examples, YouTube, whatever you want, for all the different medias, examples of photos that that you've taken, different photography, different pieces of art that you do. You can send in some tracks if you're interested in audio, and then some other sketches and design work, if you will, for interior design. And another thing, scripts. Scripts are always helpful, especially for filmmaking. Looks like we got another question there. Do you guys develop film with the darkroom? Actually, we have phased out darkroom, but we do work with a lot of different tools to kind of have the same experience, if you will, with current modern computerized tools to allow that for our students. Let me see here. Here we go. All right. Looks like we still have a couple of you hanging on, and I really appreciate you hanging on. And all right. Yeah, no, sir. All right. I think we covered all the questions there. But also, I want to stress, again, it's a 3-year program, and it's, I guess it is hard work because it is keeping you engaged and it fast tracks you. But I think there's a real benefit to that, with how you're moving through and how you're able to get into the industry that much quicker. I think that's a real advantage that our students have, that not a lot of other schools do. They're going to keep you, for an additional year, with a lot more of the gen ed things and stuff like that, and it really slows you down. So I really, on a personal note, I think it's really great how we're able to move through quickly with our students to get them out into the field towards their goals. Going back really quickly to the hands-on approach, VR comes in hugely here. We really try and integrate that into all of our different courses, in different ways, and the different ways the professors work with to do that is really cool. But if you are interested in that, pretty much no matter what major you select, you are probably going to be working with VR and AR technology through the HoloLens and Oculus lens, Oculus goggles, to give you some different kinds of hands-on experience there, through different simulations. And it's pretty cool. I don't know of any other schools really that have gone so far into that field, that kind of new frontier, if you will, and taken that on. So I really, we're really proud here, of how far on the cutting edge we are. But looks like we have a couple minutes left there. And another thing, going off of the VR and things like that, because especially with our game design courses, that's a big thing in this area. If for those of you who are not familiar with the Raleigh area and the Triangle, we have we basically have Epic Games in our backyard, and they, of course, if you know of them, they do a bunch of different video games, but they're incredibly popular, and are one of the biggest names, I think, in the field right now. And there are a bunch of other studios as well that are working in this area. So you have a lot of access to a lot of different people, in the creative arts that are going to be looking for you, and looking for people, to take on. And that's kind of the awesome part about this area, is it's just so, there's so much going on and growing all the time. So I really think there's a benefit to not just the arts in general, but just Raleigh in general, I think. And so I think you have access to a lot of great things, and you know, uh, hopefully after Corona is over and we're not having to stay in so much. There's so much going on all the time, so you have a really cool. I think students have a really cool work-life balance, if you will. When again, hopefully when the world's able to start all over again, and things are opening up, and I think that should be hopefully happening soon, within government phases and everything. So that's pretty cool to consider. But again, it looks like we're heading towards the last couple minutes of our time there. And again, I want to thank you all for coming on out, taking a part of this. I hope that I was able to shed some light on some things, spark some interest here. Again, we're looking for those people who really want to reach out, grab their goals, their creative dreams, be a part of the creative industry, be creative artists, and people who are going to be passionate about what they're doing and want to leave an impact. And hopefully we've left an impact with you. All right. So with that being said, I'm seeing here, yep, there you are. It looks like we have Allison here back, joining us. So it looks like we're heading to the last couple minutes of our time together there. So again, thank you so much for your time.
All right, everyone. Again, thank you, Mason, for doing a great job and sharing some information with us about your respective institution. Students, thank you for joining us and hanging out with us during the duration of this session. When you close this window, you'll be prompted to complete a quick, short survey to provide some feedback so that we can continue to improve these programs for students in the future. Also, again, this is one of many sessions being hosted that go through the remainder of next week. And you can view all of those sessions in addition to other session presentations on the CACRAO, which is CACRAO.org. Thank you so much for participating with us, and we'll go ahead and end the session. Thank you, facilitators. Great job.